A former five-star quarterback is back in the SEC, and it's been a journey. Let's talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Frazier, and welcome to Water Cooler Talk Sports. If this is your first time here around the Water Cooler, we appreciate you so much, man, for rocking with us. Please hit the subscribe button, man. We're on our way to 1,300 subscribers, man, before the end of January 2026, man. Let's make that happen. Also, man, follow us on Twitter at CoolerSpot23 and on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. If this is your 18th, 23rd, 53rd, 79th, 93rd time watching us here around the water cooler, we appreciate you so much. And if you have not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button here at Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. We appreciate you so much. And hit that like button, man. Help us out, man. Also visit www.watercoolertalksports.com, man, and for all of your college football, SEC football, and of course, Auburn football news, man. But let's talk about it, man. Jaden Rashada, a name that has been around college football for a while, since 2023. One of the top players in the class of 2023. If you've been following this story, this has been a very, very, very interesting story. Jaden Rashada out of California went to Pittsburgh High School in California. He was a top 50 guy, in the class of 2023. And if I'm not mistaken, he was like one of the top two quarterbacks in that class as well, coming out of the 2023 class, man. Very highly touted, highly rated guy. A lot of schools wanted him. LSU, Alabama, a lot of SEC schools, a lot of schools around the country were interested in getting this guy on campus because he was considered to be the next one. He was considered to be the next great quarterback to come out of high school, out of that California connection, so that California pipeline of quarterbacks. He was considered to be the next one to come into the SEC and dominate, take over, win games, win a national championship, win the Heisman Trophy, and ride off into the sunset into the NFL and be one of the next great quarterbacks. He was set up that way, but it hasn't happened like that so far, man. If you know the story, man, he originally committed to Miami out of high school, and allegedly he had a $9.5 million NIL deal set up with Miami, and he was committed and he's going to sign to Miami. But at the 11th hour, the Florida Gators came in and offered him a $13 million NIL deal over the course of 4 years, which was insane. That was an insane number to hear at that time, because NIL was just getting legs around that time period. I think NIL was instituted in like 2021. And this was the time when you started hearing the numbers about what guys were getting. And this, at the time when that was announced, that number was big, huge. $13 million for a college quarterback to come play football at your university. Now we sit here looking at that and saying, wow, some guys could probably command more than that over a 4-year period with the way that these numbers are. But flipped his commitment from Miami after having what seemed to be a solid NIL deal in place for a $13 million deal at Florida. Signed his letter of intent to go play for the Gators, but never enrolled in classes. I don't think he ever set foot on campus after he signed, because the money never came through. The financial backing never came through. At the time, Billy Napier was the head coach. The Gator Collective at that time was apparently where the funds were supposed to be coming from. They backed out, voided the contract. He asked for a release from his letter of intent, was granted that release, and immediately signed with Arizona State and got on campus in July at Arizona State. But looking at that, he ended up suing people that were associated with that whole debacle at Florida, and that lawsuit is still going on. But he ended up going to Arizona State. He was named a starter. And this is where the career, for me, you start to see a pattern. You start to see a pattern of things. He goes to Arizona State. He's named the starter. Plays in like the first 2 games of the season, but gets injured. and does not play for real the rest of the season. I think he only had like 485 yards for the whole season. After only playing in those 2 games, but getting injured and then having some spot duty in some other games, announced his intentions to enter the portal. He entered the portal after that season, after his 1 season at Arizona State, transferred to Georgia. Did not win the starting job at Georgia. That did not happen. And ended up entering the transfer portal again and went to Sacramento State, of all places, where where the NIL was flowing and money was being poured into the football facilities and the athletic programs at Sacramento State. Named the starting quarterback at Sacramento State this past year. And the same thing happened again. He got injured in the opener. Was not able to play a full season yet. Injured in the opener, lost his job to Cardell Williams, had less than 300 yards passing on the season. I think the exact number was 264 yards he had on the season. But now he's back in the portal and he just signed with Mississippi State. Back in the SEC again. This will be the third SEC school that he has signed with. And it's interesting. This is an interesting development because Mississippi State has a quarterback in Kamario Taylor who is projected to be the starting quarterback next year. And they've also signed some other guys in the portal. I know they've signed a quarterback out of the portal, AJ Swan, if I'm not mistaken, from Appalachian State. They've signed another quarterback, and now he will be the 4th scholarship quarterback on the roster at Mississippi State. If I had to guess, Kamario Taylor is more likely going to be a star. He's going to be the starter. He has to be the starter, if I'm guessing. And now Jaden Rashada has put himself in a situation to where he now potentially is going to be fighting for the backup position, QB2, in an offense with Jeff Levy. You saw what Kamario Taylor did last year at the end of the season when he was given the opportunity to play in some games and start. And you saw what the offense could look like. He made some pretty good throws down the field. Kamario Taylor did. He definitely has the legs to be able to run that offense and run in that offense as well. And the more time he's underneath Jeff Levy, you expect him to potentially grow and develop year by year. And now that he is projected to be the full-time starter, a lot of people are looking at it and saying, let's see what this kid can do. But you bring in a highly profile guy like Jaden Rashada, who my thing is with him signing at Mississippi State, is he signing there thinking that he has an opportunity to become the starter? Because you have a highly rated guy that was in the class from Kamario Taylor, who's actually from the state, if I'm not mistaken. He's from the state of Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken. And he has a very talented, a very sharp talent that when he gets on the field, you see it happen too. And with the spring portal not being there anymore, now he's locked in. Jaden Rashada's locked into this. And he's in, 6'4, 183 pound Jaden Rashada, man. He steps into that situation. Does he think he can come in and be the starting quarterback? Because the 2 times that you were named the starter, you didn't make it past the first 2 games, my guy. You didn't make it. That's a pattern that's being started. So if I had to guess, man, I would say that he's being brought in to be QB2 or to compete for that QB2 spot. I can't see. It's honest opinion. I cannot see him coming in and potentially taking that QB1 role. I don't, unless he just wows in spring ball, summer workouts, and fall practice. Unless he's just that much better, man. This could be one of those signings that, I mean, the talent with Jaden Rashada, that if you watch any of his tape, the talent tells you that he's there. Very strong arm, very raw talent is what it is, but he has a very strong arm. But if he comes into this quarterback room at Mississippi State and he is able to elevate himself past Kamario Taylor, who's been in the system for a year, who has a edge above everybody else in that room of what Jeff Levy wants to do, and Jaden Rashada has an opportunity, and he comes in and he elevates himself over that, and he's named the starter. Wow, man. But I can't see it though. I can't see it. Questions just come to mind? Is he durable enough? Is he durable to take on that type of that workload, that heavy load? Because the last 2 times you've been named to start at these other schools, you didn't make it past game 2. So I don't know, man. This is an interesting development. A lot of people were wanting to see where Jaden Rashada was going to go, and now he's announced his decision that he's going to sign with Mississippi State, a school that, I mean, is not I don't think there is a quarterback competition, or the fact that he's been promised a job to come in and start. I don't know. It just seems as if this is kind of out of left field to go to Mississippi State. But we'll be watching to see, because here around the water cooler we talk that score, and of course we talk college football and SEC football along with them Auburn Tigers. But man, we appreciate y'all so much, man, for rocking with us here, man. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Also hit that subscribe button here at Water Cooler Talk Sports, man. And of course, visit our website, www.watercoolertalksports.com. That is watercoolertalksports.com, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. You all have a good one. You all be blessed. We'll see you on the next one.